All right, this is going to be a very brief addition to the recording earlier on tools, and that's because I forgot to talk about one of my favorite pet peeves, which is bad stripper crimper and good strippers and crimpers. So let me switch my videos to start this off. First of all, let me show you a bad stripper crimper. This is a combination stripper crimper. I generally don't like these combination devices. Some other electricians do like them. This particular is an example of a really cheap, really bad one. And you can see the stripping holes right here on the inside. So you clamp this down over the wire and you can strip the cover or off the outside, basically the insulation off of the copper wire. This is a really, really cheap one. It doesn't tell you whether you're stripping a stranded wire or a solid copper wire, and that you need a different size hole depending on which you are stripping. And this one doesn't tell you which hole is which. And as you look down through that, you can actually see light between those stripper edges there. And even if I clamp this really hard, I can still see light in that edge. And that tells me that it's not getting a good, consistent closure. On the other end of this device, you see the crimpers. Some of you guys have used these red, blue, and yellow colored crimpers. They let you connect lugs or spade kind of connections or eye connections on the ends of wires. And they're used a lot in different manufacturing. They let you crimp wires together as well. You get these crimp fittings, you slide the wire in, you crimp down. This is a really bad crimper. Don't ever use a crimper like this. And it's got a wire cutter on the end of it. And as you can see, this wire cutter doesn't even close all the way. This is such a cheap device, the wire cutter can't even cut any wire at all. So somebody spent money on this device. I'm not sure how I inherited it. I think it ended up in my toolbox from somebody else's toolbox. I would never buy a device like this on purpose. And don't ever buy one of these combo cheap ones. There are some high quality combination stripper crimpers. I don't like them. I like this stripper because it is a higher quality. It's Klein tools. It gives me the different measurements. You can't really quite see it in the video. It gives me the different measurements of the wire sizes, both in stranded and solid, and it says that right on there. I'll try to angle it so you can see that. And it has these little bolt cutters I mentioned last time, and it's got a really high quality cutting blade right there to let me cut wires very efficiently. Once again, pretty much with all of my stripper crimpers, I've screwed up this cutting blade by cutting steel wire when I shouldn't. But overall, this is my favorite type of stripper crimper, or rather stripper, but not crimper. Now crimpers, I recommend a ratcheting crimper. So this particular crimper, you hear that? That means as it closes, it ratchets down, and I got to really squeeze hard before it lets it pop out. So that means it's going to get ratcheted down. Let me hold my crimp in there, slide the wire in while it's being held, and then when I finish getting the wire in exactly the way I want, I can use the other hand to finish the squeezing. So this is a really high quality ratcheting crimp device. It's not the best available. It's actually Chinese made. The best available are made in the US by AMP. Actually, they're known as Tyco Electronics. I happened to work for them at one point in time. No possible reason why I would mention them otherwise. But yes, get yourself a high quality crimping thing. Don't use these cheesy little crimpers.